Hi, this is Pastor Stephen Browers from Emmanuel Lutheran Church with a weekly devotion, and this comes from the book of Ecclesiastes. It's chapter 3, starting at verse 12. I know that there is nothing better for men than to be happy and do good while they live, that everyone may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all his toil. This is the gift of God. There's a lot I could talk about with these verses, but what I'd like to talk about today is the importance of enjoying your work. The fact that God gives us work, it's an important part of valuing our life. I mean, we talk about work and play like they're separate things. Play is good and work is bad in that phrase, but that's not the case at all. A lot of our feeling of worth, a lot of our desires are met when we work hard, when we feel like we're accomplishing something, when we're doing good for other people, like it says here, that gives us pleasure. But I did want to mention that sometimes work doesn't give us pleasure as well. Now, of course, we're not always going to want to work. Sometimes we're going to just want to rest or lay down or play. But I think it's also important that we recognize that God wants us to enjoy our work. And so to think about, what are you doing right now? What's your job? What's your career? What do you do for work? And not just paid work either. How do you volunteer? What do you do? What do you spend your time doing and accomplishing? Is that work something that's pleasing to you and pleasing to God? It's a good question to ask yourself, because God wants you to love your work. As I mentioned, you're not always going to love working, but in general, you should feel like what you're doing is something you enjoy, that it's something that's pleasing you, but also that's pleasing to God, that makes a difference in the lives of the people around you and a difference in this world, even if it's just a small part of the world. For example, I used to love playing the double bass. That's what I got my master's of double bass performance. It's the stringed instrument bigger than a cello. You stand up and you can play it by plucking the strings or using a bow to make sounds, and I would play in orchestras and symphonies. And I loved practicing, I loved playing, but it really didn't make me feel like I was adding anything to the world. I loved what I did, but I thought, am I really making a difference? And that's when God called me into the ministry. And what I do now, I feel like I love it and it makes a difference. So it's not only pleasing to me, but it's pleasing to God. Do I always love to get up in the morning and go to work? Not always, but most of the time. Do I love every single thing that I get to do at church? Not always, but most of the time. I mean, we have to be honest, work is sometimes going to feel like work. But many times, at least for me, it feels like something that I would do whether I got paid or not, It's something that I just enjoy. So the question I'd like you to think about is, what do you spend your time doing? And like I said, it doesn't have to be paid work. Volunteer work, stay-at-home moms, right? This stay-at-home parents. I mean, all these things that we do for work is important, and it can feel like something we enjoy. So think about what you spend your time doing. Does it make you happy? And do you feel like it would make God happy? Does it make a difference in your community, in your family, in the world? Because that's the gift of God, when we can find a job or find work that we do that makes us feel wonderful and makes a difference in this world. So I hope that you have a wonderful week. Hopefully I can see you or either at church 8:30 contemporary, 10:30 traditional, or you can watch us on Facebook Live. just as a reminder, the Bible study that we normally have on Mondays at 10, we're not going to have because of Labor Day, but we are going to have it Wednesday at 10. So a week from tomorrow, we'll be going over Romans chapter 2. Thanks so much, and God bless you.